What is shaking? Thought we'd travel today. Down about 20 feet. Get out to the backyard. Actually, we did it because Mom's in town. And I decided to come out here and do the show because it's a beautiful day. And we got Pip out here. We got Lou out here. We got Brownie out here. Now, the only problem is, if you see me get up for a second, that means Brownie's chewing the wires. We got a rabbit. We don't have our dedicated rabbit cam today. We'll maybe have that in the next couple of days. Probably start doing some shows outside since it's so good. But in iShot right now, I got the cat. I got Pippi. And Pippi's about ready to come over and say hi. Lou's in the corner over there. Not sure what she's doing. And Bunny's looking like she wants to be mischievous. So anyway, a couple of things I wanted to get to today. Masters and the playing game. We'll talk a little Warriors. Maybe a little Giants are on fire, by the way. Giants have been incredible. We'll get to them in a minute, maybe toward the end of the show, but you got plenty of time. Oh, and you're about to hear some severe barking going on in the backyard too, because we have a dog in the backyard that has been rivals with two of them that have been rivals with Lou for, I don't know, 7 years now. And they just go to the fence and bark at each other. They bark, and then go on their way. And I don't know why Lou always barks right before she eats. It's like she's got to let him know. I think she might be taunting him. Like she's getting the, like Lou gets fresh pet. She gets taken care of. She gets the good stuff. Actually, my brother's dog gets the good stuff. He actually goes down and like boils chicken and makes rice for his dog. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but what are you doing? What are you doing? Hold on. Let me see if I can get Brownie. For everybody that's wondering where the bunny is. There she is. There's Brownie. Say bye. See you, Brownie. Brownie's probably gonna take off now and go do her thing. She's such a chill little rabbit. She just runs around in the backyard. We let her out every day. Occasionally I come out here to make sure there's no birds of prey, because the last thing I want to hear is Bunny screaming when I'm inside and Bunny flying away. That wouldn't be a good thing. We actually had a couple bald eagles around here a few years ago. In fact, not that long ago. They lived over at the golf course. So I make sure the bald eagles ain't flying around here. They'd swoop her up in a heartbeat. But no hawks around here. I don't think I've ever seen a falcon. Pretty sure I wouldn't know the difference between a falcon and a hawk. Unless it's on a side of a bottle, red tail ale. Chilling and grilling, as FP used to say. And so Bunny will be out here just hanging out. But we wanted to do the show today specifically because it's my 1 year. I can get my 1 year rant that I get to do every single year about how bullshit the play-in game is. The play-in game, look, it's a made-up money-making venture is what it is. It's all it is. It's an exercise in how to make more money. Now, I know Adam Silver is fascinated with the European soccer format, which is why we have the mid-season tournament, which I think that's stupid too. But at least it's a harmless stupid. Like nobody really cares. It's at a time of the season where no one's paying attention. Get people to pay attention. Burn out their retinas. Turn the TV on. You got like glowing neon courts, red courts, purple courts. I mean, you know it's a play-in game. So that grabs your attention right away. And then it's so meaningful to the players, we have to give them each $500,000 if they win the thing. Do you really think they would care if they didn't get paid to care? No, they wouldn't. And you're saying, well, you know, Tom, their TV's making money off of it, so should they. Totally agree. Absolutely agree. But it is a regular season game, mind you. So they are making money while they're playing the game. Correct? Correct. So it's just another avenue to make money. Okay, that's fine. You know, league makes more money, players get more money. But again, not a huge deal. It's basically harmless is what it is. The play-in game isn't harmless because teams 9 and 10 do not belong with a chance to have a play-in game. They don't deserve a chance to get in the playoffs. They just don't. Are you telling me that Dallas and Sacramento deserve a chance to be in the playoffs when they're, I believe, respectively, 7 and 8 games behind? Sacramento and Dallas, 7 and 8 games behind Memphis. 7 and 8 games behind Memphis. And the Warriors. So there's 82 games to decide whether you're good enough to be in the playoffs. I mean, goddamn. The NBA has over 50% of their teams in the playoffs. We need more. It's not like, Bunny. Hey, get over here. Damn you. It's not like the old NFL or Major League Baseball where there's just a handful of teams and there may be a really good team left out. So, yeah, I get that. You want to give them a shot? Give them a shot. Don't give these teams a shot when you have 82 games to figure out whether you belong in the playoffs or not. And I'm going to look up their record right now just to make sure I have it correct. Standings, conference. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Sacramento 40 and 42, Dallas 39 and 43. Couldn't even finish 500. And yet you deserve a 1-game crack at making the playoffs. Actually, for those two teams, it's a 2-game crack. You win the first game, you got to play a second game. So is it easy? No, it's hard. It should be hard. You got to play 2 games. You got to play them both on the road, but you don't deserve that crack. And for those people that say, hey, if you're the Warriors or if you're Memphis and you can't win against those teams at home, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And to those people, I say, fuck you. Because it's just not true. They don't deserve the chance. What do you mean you don't deserve to be in the playoffs? You played 82 games. You deserve to be in the playoffs. The Warriors deserve to be the 7th seed. The Grizzlies deserve to be the 8th seed. Orlando deserves to be the 7th seed. Atlanta deserves to be the 8th seed. But even that's closer than the Western Conference. They're all within 4 games of one another. But still, they do not deserve to be in there. So, for those that would say, but it makes the end of the season more exciting, I'll give you this. The Warrior-Grizzly game on Sunday, or Warrior-Clipper game on Sunday, the Warrior-Clipper game on Sunday would not have been as exciting because it wouldn't have been for as much. The Clippers could have fell to 7th in that game from 5th. It could have fell out of the playoffs. So could the Warriors, which they did. So it made that game intriguing. It was almost like a 1-game playoff, but not really a playoff because you still have a chance to be in the playoffs. But do we need it? Did I have to have that game? No. I want the best teams in the playoffs. And again, this isn't the play. This isn't the midseason tournament. Again, I said the midseason tournament is harmless. This isn't harmless. This could cost someone who had one of the 8 best records in their conference, over 82 games, the grind of an NBA season, 82 games. This could cost somebody a job. You don't make the playoffs. It could. It probably has before. Of course, I wouldn't know because no one knows what happens to play-in games once they happen. No one knows what happens to play-in games once they happen. I can find more information on Area 51 than I can past play-in games. You know why? Poof. They evaporate. They don't exist. There are no records for play-in games. They're neither regular season nor are they playoffs. So the game tonight, after it's over, the 2 games tonight, they'll be gone in the ether. See ya. I don't know. Where the box? I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what's there. They don't exist anymore. So I hate it. No one will ever convince me, ever, fucking ever convince me this is a good idea. If there were 4 teams in each conference that made the playoffs, okay, I could see maybe having some sort of play-in tournament for like 6, 7, 5, 6, something like that. But not when 50%, more than 50%. You have 30 teams in the league. 16 make the playoffs. Now let's make it 20 that are going to have a shot to make the playoffs. That's 66.6, I think 7 if you round up, if I'm not mistaken. So it makes no sense to me, and I've always hated it. No one's ever going to convince me. There is not an argument out there, not one, not it makes the end of the season more exciting. Not the popular, but Tom, they're exciting games. They're good games. Well, yeah. I mean, when it's a single elimination thing, which it is for one team, not necessarily both in either game, yeah, of course, it's going to be exciting. By definition, a single elimination game is going to be somewhat exciting. The ratings are going to be good because of that. So if they want to justify the play-in tournament because of the ratings, I can't argue that. I can't. Again, we watched the play-in tournament in Dayton for the NCAA tournament, which they try to tell us is part of the big tournament, but it's not. Why do we watch that? Do you even know who played this year? Like Mount St. Mary's and I don't know. But I watched it because it's single elimination. Single elimination, there's something about single elimination that's fun. Like an automatic game 7. Game 7, boom. Instant game 7. Add water game 7. Those are fun games. Doesn't mean they should happen. Doesn't mean they should take place. The play-in tournament, well, it won't die. It's not going away. It's going to give me a chance to say the same exact thing year after year after year, which is cool because I do enjoy ripping it because it's garbage. It ain't none but garbage is what it is. But right here, baby, this is exactly why the play-in tournament is not going away. I really wish they would do away with that and keep your goofy ass mid-season tournament. You goofy. Anyway, whatever. So let's get to the Warrior game tonight because the Warriors, look, they're 7-point favorites in this game. They could lose that game easily. John Morant could go on a heater. He could bring his bazooka and nuke the play. I don't know. I mean, could we just talk for a second about John Morant? I mean, can this guy just stop being an asshole? Come on. I mean, don't. Just stop it. There's Pippi climbing the fence behind me. I mean, do we have to go from the guns to the grenade? I mean, what are you, 15? Defying your parents? Come on. Grow up. Just grow up. Hey, just go play basketball. You're a hell of a basketball player. And you're one of the most fun basketball players to watch in the NBA. You want to talk about electric. John Morant is electric. I mean, I do like watching him play. I mean, the 360 layups are wild. The quickness. He's one of the guys in the league that's fun to watch play. You're like, I'll watch Memphis. I want to watch that dude play. I mean, Memphis is a pretty good team, but he's worth the price of admission. But then you just got to go be a child. Oh, I can't do the gun. What other weapon can I do? What's he going to do next? RPG? Uzi? Tommy gun? I don't know. I just let the weapons go. Let the weapons go. I don't know, does this guy want to be Gil Arenas? You want to go in there? That was one of my favorites, by the way. Now him and his team had actually brought weapons to the facility, which I'd seen before, having played in the NBA during that era, a little bit before that era. One of my teammates, Stanley Roberts, brought a gun to the facility. He actually showed it to me driving home. He honked at me. I pulled up right next to him at a live. He honked at me and he went, and he just showed it to me. I go, bro, what? Why? Why do you think I would find that funny? What? I mean, he was smiling. I didn't think he was going to shoot me. So I don't know. I don't know why that was like, I mean, right there at the light. I was like, oh, Stanley, what are you doing? So, yeah, I mean, guns in the NBA aren't a new thing by any stretch. But there's obviously a lot more attention paid to it by Adam Silver. Like, that's one thing he just ain't going to mess around with. I still wish they'd go back to the Bullets name. I love the Bullets. That's old school. I don't think because Washington was named the Bullets, people were getting shot, but who knows? I didn't do the studies. I didn't do the research. I'm not sure. But Silver isn't messing around with that. That's why John Morant got suspended, because he wasn't taking it seriously. You know, you get your buddies shooting laser pointers at other teammates. You got guns in Denver. You got guns in the car. I mean, just what do you? I mean, seriously, what are you doing? This guy stands to make probably between $500 million and $1 billion if he could just go play basketball. I mean, think about that. Because there are going to be guys in the next few years that make $100 million. $100 million. You think Ohtani's contract was silly? Wait till these NBA contracts start coming out. There's already guys making 70. It wouldn't surprise me in the next decade somebody who's making $100 million per year. 100. Can you imagine? 5 years, 500 mil? Could happen if these TV contracts keep going up and up and up, unless you do something dumb to jeopardize that. Unless you think, you know what? This is funny. I pull the pin with my mouth, I throw it, and then great celebration, huh? Yeah. That was dope. You should do that one again. Silver hates it. I mean, Silver's bent over backwards trying to make these players' lives easier. He's the accommodating commissioner. Can you imagine if Ja Morant had pulled the gun followed by the hand grenade celebration when David Stern was commissioner? Oh, I could just see it. Ja Morant getting that phone call. 212 area code. Who's that? Hello? Hey, Ja, Commissioner Stern. 8:00 tomorrow morning. Sending a plane for you. Click. Ja goes in there. And just Stern reads him the riot act. And just, if you don't get your shit together, I'm going to suspend you for the rest of the year. I'll suspend you for next year. I mean, Stern did not play. I thought he was a little too heavy-handed at times, but he didn't play. I mean, when he saw something that he didn't like, there was no like, well, I don't know. Can we compromise on this? Maybe, possibly. I've always said David Stern was the dad, right? And Adam Silver is the dad that wants to be your best friend. Like, he's the one that wants to buy your buddies beer when they're 19 and 20. You're like, oh, come on, Dad. Okay. Oh, it's okay. And then David Stern's like the guy, like, hey, Dad, can you give me some beer when you're 20? Fuck off. You'll get it when you're 21 and not a second sooner. Get out of my sight. In fact, for asking me, go to your room for 2 weeks. You sorry son of a bitch. Like, that's David Stern. Like, he just was like, it's my way or the highway, period. It's just the way it was. And again, I think there's probably something in the middle there. I think Silver's probably too accommodating. And I think David Stern was a little too heavy-handed. But I guarantee you, Ja Morant would not be doing what Ja Morant's doing if David Stern was a commissioner. That is a fact. Now, back to the game. Look, this is a game the Warriors are favored by 7. And you think they should win this game. They should. It's a good matchup for them. I think they beat him 3 out of 4. Jalen Wells isn't playing for the Grizzlies. He's a rookie at Wazoo. And I liked him. He's shooting the 3. He shot it better early in the season than he did late. But still, competent three-point shooter, a defender on the perimeter for him. And that'll certainly hurt. But, again, 1-game format. You should win. You're favored to win. You have I think the better team, not by, a long shot, but better. They have Ja Morant. They have Jaren Jackson Jr. They have Desmond Bane. They got a bunch of dudes that can beat you. I mean, Desmond Bane's a pro. Physical, tough, pro. And Jaren Jackson, if he can stay out of foul trouble, you're looking at a guy that can get you 30 and 20. Not to mention 4 or 5 blocks thrown in there as well. I mean, this guy's a perennial all defensive guy. So he's really good. And then outside of those guys, they got a bunch of just role players. Guys that can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Pippen's been good for him. Kennard can hit some threes. Aldama. I mean, it's a good enough team. Now, I wondered with them after they fired Taylor Jenkins what direction they were going to go, and they've just kind of been treading water a little bit. I still don't understand that, unless Taylor Jenkins wanted out and he wants to go somewhere else. Can you imagine? I mean, everyone's going to want that San Antonio job, by the way. Can you imagine hooking up with Wemby for the next? You might have a job for 15 years. Definitely a possibility. Now, if Pop doesn't come back, I don't know that he isn't. I hope he is. I don't know that he is or isn't. So, but if he doesn't, that's going to be a hell of a job to have. I really hope Pop is able to come back. I mean, I love him so much, and it'd be great for him to come back and coach Wemby a year or two more, but we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I just always felt like that was just weird. The Nuggets did it with Malone, but I thought Taylor Jenkins, I do still think Taylor Jenkins is a really good coach, but something was a little off. Like, it's just a weird thing. So they should win. Memphis plays really fast. They're fourth. I think their offensive efficiency is fourth. Defensively, they're not bad. They're 10th. I mean, they're right there, but they're going to play with pace. They're going to try to get it up and go. They're going to try to get a jaw and let him do his thing in the open court. The Warriors are going to be a little more methodical, slow it down, try to run some half court, take advantage of some matchups that I think they're going to like. I don't know. I'd have to look at the matchups to see if I looked at, and it's weird because all these cross matchups, you never get the matchups that you want. But I'm just looking real quick here to see who I think will be guarding Steph. Let's see. We have a last game of the season. They started Jackson, Stevens, Bagley. What's up, Bun? Spencer, Williams. Oh, who gives a shit? That doesn't mean anything. If that's their starting lineup, I love the Warriors this game. I think they're going to smash them if that's their starting lineup. I don't think it's going to be their starting lineup. Williams pretty good defender though. He can play. I'm guessing. I mean, Morant could be on Steph. You could put him on Steph. You could also put Bane on Steph. Although Bane, I would think body wise, like tenacity wise, physicality wise, he probably matches up with Butler a little bit better. But you could put Morant on pods if you want to. Edie on Draymond. And I mean, you could put Jaren Jackson on Draymond too, but I'd keep Jaren Jackson off Draymond. I'd have him on like Moody or something to roam if he wants to, because he's an incredible weak side defender too. Not as good as Draymond, because nobody is. Nobody's as good as Draymond. But I would imagine Steph is not going to be on Ja. That'll probably be Moody. I guess it could be Pajemski, but I'll say Moody. Moody's been really good point of attack. He gets up in guys, and he's got good hands. He's long. We've seen him poke the ball loose. I think we saw him take it from Harden a time or two on Sunday. So it wouldn't surprise me if they put Moody on Ja. And I guess Draymond will guard Jaren. I mean, no, he'll probably guard. Well, that's a tough one. I mean, I guess he'd guard Edie. But boy, then I mean, that, you know what? They may start post. They may just start post for a little bit of size. That way they can put post on Edie, and then have Draymond guard Jaren Jackson. In fact, I'm starting to think that's what they might do, because you can have Edie guarding Draymond on the opposite side. Now, if you're going to do that, what you're going to do is just run a high screen roll, right? And hopefully get Edie in drop coverage, and Steph will come off that. And if he's hitting shots, he's just going to, I mean, it's going to be bombs away at the top of the key. So I'll be curious because I was thinking they'll start the lineup they've been starting, but they might not. Because if they're going to start Edey and Jackson, they may indeed start Post to kind of see how that goes. But I do like the matchup. I do like the Warriors, and I think the Warriors, it's a better matchup for them if they play Houston than the Lakers. Doesn't mean it's easy. I love how people twist your words. Oh, you think they're going to beat the Rockets? I didn't say that. I think it's a better matchup for them than the Lakers are. But I would have rather taken the Lakers because then you wouldn't have to worry about the game tonight. You should win, but if you don't win, then you're a one-game elimination. And if you win, what's your prize? Oklahoma City Thunder. Welcome. You do not want to play that team in the first round. I think they have the best scoring differential of all time. Their steals for and against, it's probably set some sort of record. Number one in steals, number one in forced turnovers, number one in fewest committed turnovers. I mean, it's just a really, really good. It's just a really good team. So, and I'm not that concerned with their lack of experience when it comes to the playoffs. Maybe a little bit, but I still think that's going to be an awfully tough team to beat. So, yeah. Would you rather have Houston? Of course, I would, over the Lakers. But I'd rather have the Lakers over the Thunder. And if you win tonight, then you can kind of put that plan into motion. You stay out of that side of the bracket, too, which I never understood this either. Can I rip the NBA for another second, if I might? Thank you. Appreciate that. Why don't we reseed like every other professional sport? Why don't you reseed? NFL, reseed. Hockey, reseed. Major League Baseball, reseed. NBA will not reseed. You're in your brackets and that's stuck. Is there some sort of underground NBA bracket pool that I don't know about that people have been playing forever? Like the March Madness pool or the March Madness brackets, like everybody does those, right? I did not know people do NBA brackets. Never heard of NBA brackets before. They must. Why wouldn't you reseed? The number one seed in every sport should play the highest remaining seed. Period. That's just it. That's what you earn that over 82 games. Here we are back to the 82 games. This is what you've earned over 82 games. You've earned the right to play the worst team that's left. Not who's in your bracket. I mean, seriously, what are we doing? This is like big boy sports. This is the big boys. This is the professionals. Every other professional league says, you know what? We should probably reseed because that makes the most sense. NBA says, nah, fuck that. We're keeping our brackets. You know why? No, I'm asking, do you know why? Because I don't know why either. Does anybody know why? I don't know. Hell, I don't think the NBA knows. You know what I think it is? It's one of those, well, we've always done it this way. You know, we've always done it this way. I mean, I like the excuse. It's always worked this way. I mean, hell, just think how much wouldn't have changed in America if we just went with we've always done it this way. Can you imagine that? Women, sorry, can't vote. You never have. It just seems like that's the right thing to do. Minorities, you can't vote either. Nope. Well, how come? It makes a lot of sense so we get to vote. Yeah, I know. It's just the way it's always been done. We're going to keep it that way. All right. I mean, of all the lame excuses, that's like the lamest. Of course, you're supposed to change. You're supposed to evolve, which we have for the most part. And sports usually do. Like sports evolves. The hell? And Bunny just flew on through here. So again, the bracket is just anyway. Let me get off that. I could spend another 10 minutes on that. But they're going to stay out of the side of the bracket that has OKC, Denver, Clippers. And I don't think you want that side of the bracket. Like if you were drawing it up, you wouldn't want that side of the bracket. You'd rather have this side of the bracket. Lakers, T-Wolves, Rockets, and then if the Warriors win tonight, Warriors. If you lose tonight, well then you do get that side of the bracket. And that's not optimal. Doesn't mean they can't do some damage, but it's not optimal. So anyway, I'm gonna try to maybe, if I could hook it up in my car. If I could hook something up in my car, like a little phone gizmo, where you put it in your car and you set your phone in there and figure this thing out. I look, I can only do so much. Like I get on, I can scroll, I can click, I can post a few things here and there, but I'm not a wizard. I can't just like do. But if I could do it, like I'd like to do it and maybe talk about the game on the way home. Because I think what we're going to do is try and do some shows from the road after the game, where I go back to the hotel and grab a beer, talk about the game for half an hour, 45 minutes. It'll be like a post-game show, but we'll get into the game, talk about plays. We'll take your comments, and we'll do that like when I get back to the hotel. I might even go out to a bar and do it if I could find some place quiet enough. I don't think a bunch of people at a bar want to hear me talk. I don't think that would be appealing for them, but we could find something. We'll work it out. But if not, we'll just go back to the hotel, grab a beer, and do the show from there. So that's kind of the idea, to do that while we're on the road. And then when we're at home, I'm going to try to do something maybe on Instagram where it's like once a day, 5-10 minutes, just NBA playoffs, thoughts on a game. Now, I'm not going to watch every game. Like even if I were home tonight, as much as I love the play-in, I think you've kind of gotten the gist of that. I don't know that I'm into the Magic and the Hawks. That didn't really hit me. I'm sorry. In fact, the whole Eastern Conference doesn't really hit me until the second round. The Western Conference is going to be kick-ass. Western Conference is going to be amazing. I'm probably going to watch every minute of every series if I can. I mean, when I'm traveling, got to get on the bus, got to go to the arena, get ready for the game, so I won't be able to. But I'm going to try to watch as much as I can, because a lot of times I'll go home after the game on the road, and I just sit in the hotel all day and watch all the games. That's basically what I do. Grab like a 12-pack of beer. Although I'm going to bring some beer with me. I got this really cool little compartment at the bottom of my suitcase, and it can zip it up, and I just shove all kinds of beer in there and travel with beer. I travel with my own beer. People are like, "Hey, where'd you get that? Did you get that here?" No, I brought it with me. Got my walking shoes and my beer in the bottom compartment. So ice them up and I'm good to go. So I have beers for 4 or 5 days. You can't take nothing to chance, right? You go to a city where they don't have any good craft beer. It's like loser. That sucks. I got to go with the swill. So, but hopefully I can fit like 14, 16 beer. Now I won't need that many, I don't think. But anywho, so that's kind of what we're trying to do. Trying to, do a little more engagement at the end of games, because it's playoff time now. And it's a fun time of year, and I like talking basketball, and I'm sure you guys like listening to basketball. And if you don't, well, then don't have to listen. So, all right, before we get to some comments and stuff, let's talk about the Masters. Holy smokes! One of the greatest Masters I've ever watched. I mean, it was so good. It had everything. And I was able to stay away from it. I was doing the game on Sunday while the Masters was going on. And per usual, if I'm recording something, I'll tell the whole gang in the broadcast studio, "Hey, I'm recording the Masters. Don't tell me what's going on." So they won't talk about it, or they won't say anything to me. And I get in the car and I'm driving home, and Buddy calls me. First thing I say, "Don't tell me. I'm recording. Don't tell me what's going on in the Masters." And he says, "Okay." Come to find out, he was recording too, my buddy was. And somebody ruined it for him. It's the worst, absolute worst. When you're driving home, you've gotten through, and then all of a sudden somebody says something. You're like, oh. Like my buddy Todd every once in a while would text him like, "Bro, how long have you known me?" We've known each other like 40 years. DVR and record. This is like the last 20 years with the invention of the DVR. Like, how long have you known me? Do you know? People, when they text me now, will text me when the game's on, and they'll just text 3 words to me. Are you live? Because they know. They know. Don't just blurt the score out. Or, oh my God, did you see what happened on the 15th? Oh my God, did you see that shot that so and so? Oh my, they don't. They just go, are you live? Or they just don't text me at all. And they know after the game they can text me. So I got home, sat down, and I watched the entire Masters. I didn't get home till like 4. I watched it like 10. And it was incredible. What a ride. I mean, think about that. What's it been since 2014? Rory had a chance to complete the career Grand Slam. How many times has he heard about it? How many times has he been close? I don't know, it was 14 or 15. I forget what year it was when Rory had the lead. And then at 10, he got like a double or a triple, just blew up. And that was the end of it for him. And he's had his chances. He's been close and just hasn't quite been able to do it. I mean, and this guy is what? Second best golfer in the world today? Third best? I mean, Scheffler's the best. But Rory's right there. Like, Rory's top handful of golfers in the world right now. And he has been for quite some time. So what has he heard about for a decade? Oh, when's he going to get the career Grand Slam? Is he going to get the career Grand Slam? Oh, it'd be a shame if he didn't get the career Grand Slam. So he's carrying that with him the entire time. And then being the face of the PGA, because when Liv split, remember Rory was out in front of this. Rory was like, nah, not down with Liv. Don't want to have anything to do with Liv. Don't think the golfers should be able to golf on the PGA, blah, blah, blah. I mean, he was the guy on the PGA Tour. And Tiger was a little bit, but Tiger really wasn't playing much. So his voice didn't resonate quite as much as Rory's. Or maybe it did. They just didn't use his voice, or he didn't talk as much because he wasn't, I guess he was still active at that point, but, not competing like Rory was competing. But he was the guy. So he's carrying that with him too, and carrying when is he going to win the Masters? Is he going to win the Masters? Can he win the Masters? Does he have what it takes? Can he make the shots he needs under pressure? And so you're thinking, oh my gosh, like, I was rooting for him. I'm not a DeChambeau guy, even though DeChambeau actually seems cooler than you think he is. I mean, he's like a cool kind of nerd, geeky, like as Elk called him, science guy, like, right? But he engages with the crowd. He's one of those. He seems like he's a robot that was programmed to kind of be cool. So he's not quite human, but he's trying. And like, the crowd loves him. They eats him up because he gives them eye contact and he smiles at him and he shakes their hand. And I appreciate that. Like, that's cool. But I'm not rooting for him because he's Liv. Sorry. I don't really hate Liv, but I just, if I'm going to root for somebody, I'm going to root for somebody from the PGA Tour. Because do I have to have a reason? No. Do I have a reason? Not really. I probably have one. I just can't think of one right now. Anyway, I was rooting for Rory, and I didn't want to see DeChambeau win. And DeChambeau, after he got off to, I think he was leading after 2. He was 11, Rory was 10, and then he just took a dump after that. That was just like done. And then it looked like nobody was going to catch Rory. It was Oberg was kind of there for a while. Patrick Reed, who I don't know. Patrick Reed's a Liv guy too, but even before Liv, his face, he just got such a punchable face. Like, Patrick Reed, I don't know. Sorry, Patty. No. So you look like, oh my gosh, he might run away with this. And then Justin Rose just went Captain Insano on the back 9 with his putter. He couldn't miss. And hey, it's hard to root against Justin. Rose is like, he's like a really cool guy. Seems like a really cool guy. Like, all the English guys seem like they're really cool dudes. like guys you could have a pint with and hang out, play around, and then go toss a few back. Like I like the English guys. And so you couldn't really root against Rose, but I'm sure I was like a lot of people. You'd like to see McIlroy get it because of all the stuff that he's dealt with, all the expectations since he was little, just firing out of the gates of his career like a rocket. And then, kind of but not kind of by anyone's standards. I mean, it's by Rory's standards, of course. Everybody take the career Rory had. Are you kidding me? But when you start out like that, everybody just expects more. How many majors can he get? 5, 6, 10, 11, who knows? And then he just stalled out. But the Masters was the one because you complete the career Grand Slam. I'm trying to think who is the career Grand Slam? Is it Hogan, Snead, Tiger, and Jack? Maybe one more. Player. Thank you, Ogden. Yeah, 5. I think those 5. That's right, Gary Player. So to join that group, I mean, you want to talk about a group. Holy smokes, that's a group. And that's what he was chasing. And that's what everybody was expecting of him. And that's what everybody was asking him year after year after year at the Masters. Is Rory going to get this done? When's Rory going to get this done? Can he get it done? Will he ever get it done? So you're thinking, okay, man, what a great position to be in, right? You're 2 up going into the final round. And DeChambeau had to hit a hell of a putt on 18 to cut it at 2. Could have easily been 3. He hit about a 30-footer. Did back right pin placement. He was on the far back left and nailed that thing. And you're thinking, oh, boy, okay. You got to get off to a good start. You have to get off to a good start. Wah, wah, wah. Double. Right out of the chute. And you're thinking, oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. After the round, he actually said that loosened him up a little bit. He thought that loosened him up and go play a little bit instead of trying to protect the lead, which was interesting. And I guess it makes sense when you think about it, but I guarantee you, like he said, he was nervous. Like, so even pro athletes can get nervous. And you're talking about one of the best in the world getting nervous. Because again, everything that's on his shoulders, don't tell me he didn't feel that. Of course he felt that. The man said he was nervous and then went out there and just butchered a double right out of the chute. So like I said, after 2, he was 1 behind. So it's like all of a sudden you're 2 up. In a blink of an eye, you're 1 behind. And it's like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And then all of a sudden he settles in, gets the lead back in short order. And he was fighting it all day. And I don't have the stats to back this up, but I watched 3 of the 4 rounds. That had to be his worst driving round of the tournament. He was all over the board. Like, and it wasn't just miss or right. It was right, left, right. Like, he didn't have a handle on the driver. He just didn't. He hit some amazing approach shots, which we'll get to in a second. But he managed to right the ship. And you started thinking, holy cow, he's going to get it done. He's kind of stabilized this. DeChambeau's fallen by the wayside. Oberg's coming, but he's a few shots back. Rose, I think at one point was like 5 under until he finished at 10. Like I said, he caught fire. Finished 11, excuse me, because he birdied 18. Amazing putt. But you're thinking, okay, it's going to take a lot for, it says right there, McIlroy hit 2 fairways in the first 9. The fewest of any player in the final round of a Masters victory in the last 30 years. Wow, that's a hell of a stat right there. Wow. And by the way, he had 4 double bogeys throughout the tourney. No one's ever done that before, and won the Masters. Yeah, I knew he wasn't good with his driver. I knew he was just all over the place. So he stabilized. You're thinking, oh my gosh, he's not going to get it done. He's teetering. He's going to get it done. Okay, This might be, just a walk up 18, cruise to the green jacket, serenaded, waving at everybody. That great walk that I can't even imagine how that feels. Walking up 18 at Augusta with everybody cheering you. I mean, it absolutely, no, I thought that was going to be Rory. I thought Rory was going to be fitted. I thought he was going to be like Shooter McGavin. And the left side's just a little bit longer. Although it could have been the right side. I'm not sure which side was a little bit longer. But it was not to be. So anyway, let's go back. So he stabilizes on the front side. I don't know how much he was up. I want to say 4 shots. I know he was up 4 at one point. Gets through 10, which is that long ass par 4. Oh, that thing is brutal. Trees on the right, pond on the left, and that thing, I think it's like 520. 520 yard par 4. Like, are you kidding me? Miss it to the right, you can go down that little swale, the Bob Tway shot. You miss it left or you miss it middle of the green, that thing might just take off and get to the water. So that's not an easy shot. And then, that's 11 actually. 10 is the other. 10 was the one around the bend. 10's the one that you got to hook the 3-wood, try to catch the slot and go down. And that's not an easy one either. That's the one that blew up Rory's Masters chance a number of years ago. So 10's the slinger downhill to the left that you got to like shape it right to left a little bit. And if you can catch that slot, then it rolls another 50 yards. And the back left pin placement was a rough one too. 11's the incredibly long par 4. And then you get to 12, right? You get to Rays Creek. You get to the a thin green. It's like a Kate Moss green. It's so thin. Like it's wide, but it's super thin. So you got sand front, sand back, bushes. Yeah, I've seen more than one guy tank his tourney on Sunday at 12. If it's a nice shot over the bunker, 2-putt, boom, you're good to go. You still got like a 4-shot lead. What could go wrong? Plays it safe off 13. 13, the short par 5, dog leg left, creek on the left. You get the trees up on the right, and then the creek in front of the green. So Rory planned, you could tell, he planned for it to be a 3-shot hole. A 3-shot hole on the tee box. He wasn't even trying to put himself in the go zone. So I think it was a 3-wood he striped and then lays up. Gives himself 80 yards. This is what he had planned to do. This is what he wanted to do. All he had to do was hit an 80-yard shot. I don't know if it was a 60 or sand, probably a 60, to the left of the pin. 10 feet left of the pin. 20 feet left of the pin. 30 feet left of the pin. He didn't hit it 30 feet left of the pin. He didn't hit it 20 feet. He didn't hit it 10 feet. He chunked it to the right of the pin. Right in a fucking creek. Are you kidding me? Everybody that was rooting for him, like wanted to see him win, or thinking, did that just happen? This is one of the world's greatest ball strikers. Maybe one of the worst shots that I've ever seen a great ball striker hit that he set up for. That was the shot he planned from the tee box. That shows you what nerves will do. Because there is no way you go out there today and you drop 20 buckets of balls. He doesn't do that. He just doesn't. There's no way Rory McIlroy dumps one into the drink from 80 yards and hits it presumably 30 or 40 feet away from his target. So when he hit that, I thought, oh, no. You got to be kidding me. And if I'm not mistaken, his double, I think Rose may have birdied the next hole. So it went from 4 to 1. And you're like, there is no way. There's no way. And then by the time he gets to 15, it's tied. So 15's par 5 over water. He hits it down the left side, right behind the tree. As soon as it went left, I go, oh man, he's going to block himself out behind that tree. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but still, he had some tree issues on that one. And that shot on 15, the sweeper underneath the branch, up, majestic, curling left, boom, 6 feet from the pin, 7 feet, 8 feet. That was one of the best shots he's ever hit under the circumstance. One of the best shots he has ever hit in his life. So now he has a chance to go up 2, misses the eagle. That hurt, makes the birdie, 1-shot lead again. So it goes to 16. I think Rose might have birdied that because I know when he got to 17, it was tied again. And I'm thinking, Rose just won't go away. It won't go away. You can't get rid of this dude. And the great thing about it is, I guess they're really good friends. So, although Rose said he wanted to be the bad guy, hey, everyone wants to win. I don't care how good of friends you are. In fact, those are the people you want to beat the most, your friends, your buddies. So he gets to 17, and again, drived on the right side. I think it was kind of a shortish par 4. And I'm thinking, guy, he's going to have to bend this left to right a little bit. And boy, did he ever. That was even better than the one on 15. Like, those two approach shots were insane. Absolutely insane. Hits it underneath the pin, which there's not a lot of room between the pin and the bunker on that hole. Underneath the pin, rolls it up 4 feet, bucket. He's back up. Here he is on 18. You're thinking, oh my gosh, Rory is going to get it done. Like, how many times during that round did you think, oh, it's Rory's time? Fuck. Oh my God, Rory's going to do it. Fuck. Oh, look at Rory now. Fuck. Come on. Fucking Rory. And then on 18, you thought, okay, 2 good shots. 2 good shots, you're home. 18's. I get nervous every time I see 18 on the TV when I'm watching golf. I break out. I literally want to shit myself when I'm watching 18. You know how narrow that is and how long the shoot is? There's no way I could make it out of that shoot. Maybe if I'm lucky. But the right and then the bunkers are ahead of you. Crap to the left, which Scheffler found himself in, I think, on Friday or Saturday. Scheffler was like under trees, and all you saw was a club. It was like a club that just was like walking itself. It was like that broomstick in Fantasia. It was like a club. I'm like, well, is somebody attached to that club? Oh, there's Scheffler under there. So, I mean, like, there's all kinds of peril on that tee shot. And he just blistered it. Just piped it right down the middle, little fade. And the thing is, you can't fade it too much. You look at the tracker, and they show shots that look perfect that are fade, and they don't fade too much, but they go too far. Then you get blocked out. Like, it is not an easy driving hole. You hit it too far, you go into the sand like Oberg did. It's a rough driving hole. But he just hit an immaculate shot. So what was he, about $130 in? Something like that? Wedge? You're thinking, oh, just put it on the green. That's all you got to do. Put it on the green. You're gold. It's Rory. This thing's done. Rory's finally going to get the career Grand Slam. Wow. It's amazing. Hit it in the sand. Again, the roller coaster continues. So he hits it too far right, too far, and hits it in the sand. I don't know if it's too far. Maybe it's just further left. It would have been where he wanted to spin it back and tuck it close to the hole. But he didn't even need to get close to the hole. Just 2-putt. Spits it out of the sand. Probably about an 8-footer, 6-footer, clank, misses it. At that point, I thought, this isn't going to be. This is just not meant to be. For whatever reason, someone does not want Rory to win the career Grand Slam. Like, he's had so many chances to win today. And he's got up, then got down, then been resilient, then vomited on himself, then resilient again, then more vomit, then he's good, then vomit. And then finally, I'm thinking on 18, he's good. And then one last yak. And I'm thinking, there's no way, right? Rose is on fire. He's got all the momentum. What do you think Rose was doing on the range while Rory was playing? He was practicing 18. What 2 shots I'm going to need? What shot shapes I'm going to need on 18? I'll just hit those 2 shots over and over and over again, get myself ready. So I'm thinking there's just no way, right? It's not going to happen for him. They both get up, pipe drives, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. I want to say Rory had about $125. Rose was probably about $135, $140. And Rose, it's a nice shot. In fact, his pitch mark was probably only 2 feet from the pin, but it bounced, rolled back. And unlucky for him is that he rolled too far up on the ridge that he didn't get a chance. It didn't roll back for him. He didn't get that roll. Or maybe not far enough, I should say. That's what it was. It wasn't far enough. Oh, Lou just taunting Ogden, just like, yo, it's like, I know it's like, we're going to be done pretty soon. And for those of you that are wondering out there, we have to be done by 2. That's her lunchtime. And she's not going to stand for that. I guarantee you. There's no way I could even do it. You think the closer it gets to 2, I swear, it gets to 2, and she's a menace. She's an absolute menace. I can't even say the words to you right now. Yeah, I know. So Rose didn't get far enough up the hill and didn't quite have the spin. So his stayed up there. So he probably had, 15 feet, 12, 15 feet, something like that. But it was a good shot. Really good chance. Maybe not good chance, but, decent chance, a solid chance that puck goes in. And then you're thinking, okay, Rory just got done with about the same shot, left it right in the sand. And what does he do? Spins it perfectly, hits up the hill, and rolls back to within like 3 feet. And I'm thinking, wow. I hate using the word resiliency because everybody uses it, but my gosh. I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay, let's see what Rose does. Rose misses, Rory makes, and then what we saw after that was just pure, raw human emotion. The weight of everything. The weight of, 11, 12, 15, 4, whatever, how many years. The weight of the round. Because that round had to be mentally exhausting. Exhausting. I can't imagine what he was going through on 13 when he dumped that one in the creek. Like, that was so inexplicable. He had to think how, what, why, especially when you had planned for that. Like, mentally, that's what you plan to do, and then you do it, and then you come back on 15, and then you miss the eagle, and Rose ties you, and then you come back on 17 and take the lead, and then you gag it away on 18. And then after all that, you summon up all your talent, all your guts, all your intestinal fortitude, everything you got, and put together 2 world-class golf shots on 18 and wins it. And then just dropped, crying, emotional. Just, I can't even imagine what that felt like for that guy. I mean, what it felt like to finally not have to, you have it. No matter what happens the rest of your career, you have the career Grand Slam. That was awesome. That was awesome to see him hug his family members, his wife, his little daughter, all his friends. How many people were there, man? How many people were rooting for Rory? Like, I think he's he seems like a really good guy. Seems like there's a lot of people on the tour that really like him. So it was awesome. That was one of the best times I've had playing golf. not playing golf, but watching golf. That was just a lot of fun. It really was, and good for him. Good for him for winning. I mean, I still hope he sucks ass when we play him in the Ryder Cup because go USA, baby. You know, I'm always USA. Let's go. I think we get the Ryder Cup this year. Bethpage. That place is nasty. So that'll be fun. But man, what a hell of a tournament. And what a hell of a ride. And I'm so glad someone didn't ruin it for me. Like someone else I know. Yeah. In fact, so the story went, his buddy called him and he asked him what he was doing. Nothing. He goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I just watched Rory win the Masters." And he goes, "What? What?" And he'd already told him not to tell him. Oh man, that's the worst. Still though, I'm sure it was fun to watch, but it was more fun to watch when I was watching it, not live, but without knowing what happened. What an incredible tourney. What an incredible tourney. What an incredible Sunday of golf, and the ups and downs, just awesome. So that was fantastic. All right, let's take a few comments if we want. We'll get some Giants at some point. Again, it's probably going to be it's going to be very basketball heavy during the playoffs. Basically, very Warriors and Western Conference heavy. I don't know if the Eastern Conference really worth the effort in the first round anyway. Maybe there will be some upsets. I'll be watching, but I'm going to concentrate mostly on the Western Conference during the first round and the Warriors, obviously. So do we have any comments? Hey, Tom, are the Angels for real? Neto isn't even back yet. Are they for real? Give me another 2 weeks. Give me another month. Now, I know they're third in the league in home runs. You would guess who the first two teams are, Dodgers, Yankees. You probably wouldn't guess the Angels. They're number 3. As my buddy calls them, the Anaheim Lumber Company. You got Ward, Paris. Paris has been a revelation. I think Trout leads the league, as tied for the league lead at 6. Soler has a few. So I don't know. Now, look, I'm an Angel fan. By nature, I'm very pessimistic. So do I think it's for real? No, I don't. But I'm just going to keep going along with the program until they're not until they go back to being the Angels. I think they're in first place right now, actually. But you're right. Neto isn't back. That minor league guy they drafted from Tennessee, Moore, I would imagine he'll be up at some year because, well, that's what the Angels do. Hey, kid, how you feeling? You've had 47 games in the minors. You ready? Well, yeah. Okay. Get your bag. Get your gear. Get your ass in the clubhouse. You're batting fifth tonight. Angels don't mess around. What posters did I have on my wall growing up? Oh, man, I had a David Thompson Skywalker poster. George Brett poster. I had an incredible, Western Conference All-Stars poster. They had, 5 guys in one poster. You know, like Moses Malone and Magic Johnson. And I forget who else is on the poster. I think, God, I can't. But, yeah, but those are the ones I remember for sure. Oh, George Gervin. Iceman. Oh, and Farrah Fawcett. The red one piece. I mean, come on. If you were like a red-blooded male at that point, you had a Farrah Fawcett poster. I mean, maybe unless you were gay, then you had David Hasselhoff. Maybe. I don't know. But whatever. You probably had, I mean, look, maybe even if you were gay, you had Farrah Fawcett. Everybody loved Farrah Fawcett. I mean, you kidding me? That may be the most iconic poster of all time. Of all time. In fact, I don't think anybody even has posters anymore, do they? People even put posters up on their wall? Farrah Fawcett may be the best-selling poster ever. I bet you it is. Because nobody sells posters anymore. Is Kuminga getting minutes? Good question. A good question. I don't know. I guess it depends on matchups, but Kuminga's not a guy right now that's going to get minutes just because he's going to get minutes. And by that, I mean Draymond's getting minutes because, well, he's Draymond. Steph, Jimmy, Pods. Like, there are guys that are going to get minutes no matter who they play. Some of them it's going to be matchup contingent. And I think right now it's going to be matchup contingent with Kuminga. I think one of the reasons is Steve doesn't like having Kuminga out there with Butler and Draymond because the court doesn't get spaced properly. And Steve wants the court space. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with him, but my guess would be he's not going to get minutes just because he's in the rotation. Some series, if they do make it to the playoffs in advance, he will be used more than other series, I would think. Tonight, I don't know. I don't know if he'll get minutes tonight. If I had to guess, I'd say minimal at most. Probably no. But who knows? You never know. Foul trouble, stuff like that. But I don't think this is going to be a game where you go into saying we got to have Kuminga in this game.
This one's my fault.
This one's your fault? The question's your fault?
Well, so there was like a spam in the chat, and I was trying to ban the spam, and I accidentally banned like one of our P1s.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I can't figure out how to do it. So sorry, John Joseph.
Sorry, John Joseph. We appreciate it. So he was part of this. He was part of our chat, and now he's not. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get you back, John. We'll get you back somehow, some way. Tom, is Trout a first ballot Hall of Famer? Absolutely. He's already in. He's already going to be a first ballot. Well, yeah, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, when you put up the numbers he put up, let's remember, he's been around a long time now, and he's probably going to end up with at least 400 home runs and not 500. But yeah, Mike Trout, first ballot Hall of Famer, absolutely in my book. Who's on my Mount Rushmore pro wrestlers? For me, my favorite pro wrestlers of all time are Roddy Piper, Stone Cold Steve Austin. God, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to Sergeant Slaughter. I did love the Sarge, the Cobra Clutch, the big chin. Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh yeah, Mean Gene. Your mustache is crooked. Lou loves when I do Randy Macho Man Savage. Oh yeah, Lou, what are you doing there? Oh, you're gonna get all hype. See, then I can't even finish the show. Will you stop? Okay, that's enough. So I guess Mount Rushmore is 4. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it at those 3 for now. Stone Cold, Roddy Piper, and Randy Macho Man Savage. That's probably and Mankind, Mick Foley. So that would be it for me. I mean, they're not maybe the best and most titles, stuff like that, but those are definitely my 4. And Roddy might be my favorite, but Stone Cold is pretty damn cool too. I'm a big fan of Stone Cold, and he has his own IPA. I'm gonna try to we got to get him on here one of these days. I mean, he's kind of big time, so I'm not sure if he'll come on, but we did have him on the radio show one time, where he told Ralph that when they break a bottle over someone's head, it's real. It's not phony, because Ralph kept saying it's phony. No, it's phony. That's not even a real bottle. Yeah, it is, Ralph. You hit it right on their head. You can. So anyway, do I prefer beer from a can or bottle? Yes. Absolutely right. Bottles, I mean, cans easier to navigate, but I'm not picky. I'll pour it in a glass if I have to. All right. Couple more? Are we good? You let me know, because Lou's like going, yo, clock's ticking, pal. It's like 1:38. Clock is ticking. Okay, one more. The Warriors win tonight. What are their chances going forward in the playoffs? I mean, look, there are going to be long. I was going to look at their odds to win the championship. OKC's 1, Boston's 2, Cleveland's 3. After that, I would say Lakers are probably 4. Warriors are probably 5, even though if they win tonight, they'll be the 7 seed. Warriors will be 5. Clippers will be in there. Knicks will be kind of right in there as well. But, I give them a puncher's chance because they're going to be in the right side of the bracket, and they're going to get to play a young Houston team that hasn't been here before. And I think it's a really good matchup for them. Again, they could beat them. Amen Thompson is a demon. I love that guy. Guy's incredible. You want to talk about a defensive whiz? That guy's good. They are long. They get after you on the boards. They get after you on the defensive end, and they don't score. Sometimes they can go into funks, and I think the Warriors can take advantage of that. But it'll be tough. It'll be really, really tough. I do think the Warriors would be favored, believe it or not. I believe the 7 seed will be favored over a 2 seed, like a real small favorite, like 120, 125, something like that. If the Rockets are favored, it'll be 115, 120, but that's going to be a small price to pay. But to win the championship, not great. But if you ask me individual rounds, I could see him beating anybody out there under the right circumstances. Problem is, you got to string them together. You got to get a whole bunch of them. And then if you do have to play OKC, then you probably get Cleveland, Boston. It's going to be tough. Cleveland is going to have a great look at it, right? They don't even have to play New York like Boston does. Like they shouldn't be beat up at all going into the conference finals. These teams are going to be bloodied in the Western Conference. There are going to be some tough battles in the Western Conference. So do I give the Warriors a good chance? No. Do I give them a chance? Absolutely. With the experience they have on their team, with Draymond and Steph and the experience they have, I absolutely give them a chance. So, all right, we're going to get on out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll break down the game a little bit. I'm not sure how long we'll go tomorrow. Maybe get into a little baseball tomorrow. We may have a guest tomorrow, may not. And we will we'll do maybe at the end of the week a playoff preview. And again, I'm probably going to concentrate mostly on the Western Conference. There's going to be matchups in the Eastern Conference that I just don't care about. I don't. You can go elsewhere for that. You deserve someone to give you their full attention in the Eastern Conference playoffs, and it ain't going to be me. And so, anyway, really? Back again. She left. You know what's happening? The back door is shut. She's like, let's get some sun. You laying down in the sun? Good girl. Good girl. So, all right. Go Halos. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.